I'm going to show you how to take cuttings, and I'll have the results in this video. So before we get started, I just like to, for plants that I really wouldn't want anything bad to happen to and I just want to be extra careful, I sanitize my scissors before I get started, just so I don't introduce any sort of disease. Alright, and I've got a container of water. Any sort of container will do. I like using darker containers, usually because the plants seem to root faster in them, but you could use any kind of container and any kind of water pretty much. Okay, so here are some examples of cuttings I literally just took. You see I cut it under the node. This is the node. You see those little bumps? Those are going to form roots once the plant hits the water. Got another example over here. And you see there's another node up here, so if you were to cut it under this, this could also be its own plant. But if you cut above the node, then that's not going to grow for you. Just a little tiny one. Alright, so I'm just going to take one more to show you guys how I cut it. You see here's the node. And I'm going to cut below the node. It doesn't matter how far you go below. If it's longer, it could, help it stay in the container of water. I don't recommend you leaving the full-grown plant or the cuttings, but especially the cuttings, right up against a south-facing, very bright window, because they'll burn and wilt, but especially the cuttings because they don't have those roots yet to be able to process all that sunlight. On October 18th, I noticed that some roots were emerging from a few of the cuttings, but it's still too early to pot them off. So this isn't ideal, but if your soil does dry up, you can rehydrate it. It takes a while. You just add water and mix it in until the soil starts to absorb. At this point, the cuttings are ready to be potted up. It's been 34 days now since I first put these in the water. You don't have to wait that long. They can be like a little shorter than this too before you put them in the soil. I just got busy and I didn't get to it yet. Like, it doesn't need to be this long. Like half of this is fine, half of this one. So I already pre-moistened my soil, just regular water, and any potting soil will be fine. And you're just going to want to cover the roots. You don't want to go over the roots. There's one that didn't make it. I showed in the previous clip too, but I also noticed it's all flabby, so I don't think that one's gonna grow. I might put it back in the water and try, but usually when they're flabby like that, it's too late to really do anything. You always want to water before and after planting cuttings. And here I'm just using the same half concentrated fertilizer. For the first few weeks, you're going to want to water it more often than you would an established plant of this size, just because they're used to being in the water. But make sure you don't leave the soil soggy, because they could rot. Alright, so that looks good. This is gonna fill in. I could move it around later, move them around, but I'll keep you updated. So I'm just gonna water one more time, and this one is with the solution. Alright, I'll fix that up. I decided to give the flabby one a couple more weeks to see if it will grow anything. And as for the potted up cuttings, I'm just going to treat them like the mother plants. So wherever I'm putting that, I'll have the cuttings. Okay, surprisingly this one has recovered. It's not flabby anymore. It's very firm and it's grown some pretty healthy roots.